Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 731 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am, of course, joined today by Chris DeBona.
Hello.
And Rob Roseboom.
Yep, I'm here.
I see you queued up the boys image. Did you watch the new episode?
Yeah. Did you?
Last night's?
I didn't get a chance to watch anything.
Sorry.
We can punt that.
You can. I care not for spoilers.
I was just gonna say Kat and I have been watching Umbrella Academy, and I text her at like 8 o'clock. It's like, we're not watching Umbrella Academy tonight. There's a new boys. That's the show that trumps all at this point for the two of us.
Trumps?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm triggered.
Oh,
I'm triggered.
Don't trigger me.
Oh.
All right.
Well, let's see. Chris, I think you might be in a different. Oh no, I remember that one. The first one that you got showing up there, the frequency of compound insults. This is just one of those data is awesome sort of things.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those XY grids with the percentage of every combination of Dip Lord or Dirt Wad,
Scum Goblin,
and their appearance percentages throughout Reddit, like Dirt Hat.
Yeah, you know what? I just looked at this, and the first thing that popped up to me was stain. I'm like, well, how many times could you use stain? But then as I'm going through it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you can use stain as the suffix to a lot of these.
Yeah.
See,
so I have a question for the two of you. I know you both have doctorates in statistics and probability.
Yep. Many advanced degrees.
We can get Cliff if we have to. But I think I would have done this a little differently. Like I would have had the frequency be a color as opposed to column sorting. And then I would have it just be alphabetical, or so that the asses are with the asses,
I hear you.
or the douches are with the douches. So if someone calls someone a douche, you would know if they were in both sides, right? So like scum, sucker, I get
but
that.
they're not.
The color should be the frequency.
No, but they're not using the same.
I know it's not all the same words,
exist.
but there are some where the word is in both places.
That's true.
I couldn't help but think while you were saying that undoubtedly out there someone's nickname is douche.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but it's
probably
not common enough. It's probably not common enough.
Right. It's for sure. It's only 1 or 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 people.
Now I would think that they would use the color as the frequency, as and it's using the number of comments using the term, and it's like, okay, well.
Yeah, that's hard to grasp.
Yeah.
This is not a great chart. It's interesting though.
Look, the one thing that comes out of it for me is that we need to start using the ones that are like not used as often. Like, so from now on, I think everybody should be called Dirt Hats.
No, I'm Dip Goblin all the way.
Dip Goblin. All right, Dirt Hat.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You muted yourself when you coughed, Chris.
I said, whatever, poop wits.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like that it's set up like
wank,
like a severe weather map, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as actual numbers, they could have done a lot better.
You would think so, you dumb nozzle.
Come on, lib waffle.
Okay, scum stick.
Scum stick. All right.
Lib waffle.
The good thing is that like 2/3 of these are totally inoffensive. They're just silly.
What are you wearing, a dirt hat?
That's my favorite.
I mean, it's not really that. Yeah.
Dirt wit.
Dirt wit, yeah.
I don't know.
It's like there's probably someone who was really reaching for a new insult and kind of bunted it, kind of fell short.
Yeah.
Lift it.
You got to try that.
Spoken like a true dirt nozzle.
Whatever, wank clown.
All right, you dip bags. Let's move on. The next one on the list is one maybe for Rob. Early human ancestors.
Yeah, I'd like to
a million years older than earlier thought.
It's just it is amazing every now and again when they find stuff like this, and you really realize how little we actually know about the origins and how long they've been, because we just don't have that many examples of those things. So we have a very, very small data set.
Yeah.
So almost any new find is just going to upset the data. And this one, it turns out we're about 1 million years older. Well, that species is 1 million years older than we imagine.
I have to be honest with you. I think what's even more surprising is their ability to both create hammers and
Yeah.
put blacks up 1 million years
Yeah.
ago. That's way sooner than I thought.
Ancient dirt wads were very good at tools.
The problem was they really hadn't figured out fire yet. They just did like
Forging.
chiseling and embroidery and stuff like that. They were really good at that. And it turns out that really isn't that useful if you're trying to live out in the savannah. So
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know some knitters who would counter that with a knitting needle to the eye.
That's true. You don't want to mess with knitters. They come equipped with very sharp poking sticks.
So anyway, it's just
sticks back then. Yeah, not needles.
The last few years, they've found a lot of interesting things. Like I had mentioned, there's a whole bunch of people now who think, Robustus might have been able to build boats. I mean, simple boats, go to islands and stuff like that, because their tool use is very advanced.
Neat.
We know from DNA that there's at least 2 other contemporary species of human that lived with us besides Denisovians and Neanderthals.
Did they die out or just get genetically absorbed?
That's always a big question. Because for a long time they thought that the modern humans just wiped out the Neanderthals, just killed them. There were big wars, and that very well might have happened. But once we found exactly how much Neanderthal DNA is in all of us, then they started thinking, well, perhaps that wasn't the case.
Right.
Maybe it was a blended thing where we just, everyone got together. I mean, you think race relations are bad in the U.S. now, back in the day, it looks like there was always 2 camps. One, kill everyone that doesn't look like us, and one that's like, let's just make babies until everyone looks the same. So it seems like that's always been.
You're blonde and have blue eyes. No.
Right. It appears that has always been sort of the 2 areas of thought when it comes to people dealing with other people. So
kill them, or
I like the answer that is have lots of sex. That seems like the better answer to me. But I am simple, man.
Well, chimpanzees are kind of split up that way too.
Yeah.
Regular chimps are basically war. The pygmy chimps, the bonobos, are all like, hey, why don't we just go over here and,
hey man,
figure this out in a pile.
Make love
over here,
Make love, not war.
Yeah. I mean, literally.
Yep.
So.
The question is, are bonobos as successful as their fighty cousins?
In the areas they live, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they're not fighting each other as much. They don't get hurt as much. Tribes that meet each other don't go to war near as often. So
they have sex war. It sounds like something
sex
like
war.
Sex war.
Laszlo and What We Do in the Shadows.
Right.
Yes, I remember the sex wars of 1242.
I'm not sure that they have sex offs, like dance offs, to settle disputes, but
that's what was really happening in RRR during the Big
What
Dance
a
number.
movie! I finished it.
Isn't that
fantastic?
Oh man, I
is
have
just
joy
joy.
just thinking about it.
And so gory.
Oh, insanely gory.
So dark. Like, what a good mix.
It was great.
Okay, so the next one that we've got up, the FBI is warning people now that people are stealing your credentials and making deep fakes and applying for remote tech jobs.
Yep.
Which, I mean, inevitable, right?
Inevitable.
We still have the sort of, we've talked about this a few times in the past. When will a deep fake demonstrably swing a major election? I'm wondering about that, because this is the stuff like this is relatively speaking easy, because if you're doing a job interview, if you're interviewing somebody for a job, like, you probably have never seen this person before. So there's a lot of flexibility. You just have to detect like uncanny valley, right?
So I'm gonna say that I'd make a guess. I think deep fakes haven't moved elections. They've given people an excuse to ignore real things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, that's fake news. It's a deep fake. It's it's one of those computer fake photos there of Rudy Giuliani going down his pants and doing funny things in
Did
front
you
of a
see how hard he
tech
got
shop.
hit? Holy cow. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're still cleaning up the crater around him
It
at
was like
the
something that would
grocery
happen in The
store.
Boys.
Rob, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
So Rudy Giuliani used to be mayor of New York, and
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, I think he drank a lot and ended up in a bad way, And anyway, so he was walking through a grocery store, and somebody gives him a pat on the back, a pat, the most gentle of
There's
pats.
video.
There's a hilarious video, and says, "What are you doing here, scumbag?" or something like that. Like literally, very New York. Like, you're a fucking scumbag. You know that, buddy? And he had the guy arrested, saying he had been assaulted, and that it felt. What did he say? It felt like a thunderclap. I mean, it was just.
And it is an embarrassingly light. Like it is like you would
It's
know.
hilariously
You would
light.
know if somebody did this to you. But like his body does not substantially move in response to the impact. Like so it's at that level of being clapped on the back. Like you hit me, but not hard enough to move me more than a half inch.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? All right. Okay.
Oh, you got the video?
Yeah, I got the video. Okay. So let me go back just a little bit. Why is there so much shit on the screen? All right, here we go. Ready? Okay, so here's the person, right? I think this is his handler back here, and the guy is over here.
Boop, there it is. Then that other person's like, oh no, get on the other side.
It rubbed it right away.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be okay.
Sting out.
There, that was it.
Oh
That was
yeah,
So you can see the crater and the shockwave coming
Yeah.
from it.
a thunderclap, huh?
Yeah.
Like he literally just touched that guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, scumbag?
Yeah. It's like the lightest of touches.
Yeah, there's no rotation in his
Yeah.
his shoulders or in his hips or anything. Like
Oh,
perfectly straight. It is as much force as you could muster, sticking your arm straight out and then walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I could have fallen.
That hand hit him at speeds of up to 5 miles an hour.
I've hit my friends harder, like in a celebratory good job kind of way.
Yeah. I've hit myself harder, like in the dark, like walking to the bathroom.
Cool. Okay, so the next one actually hits Rob and I both personally. Couple buys a home in Seattle and then discovers that Comcast is going to cost them 27 grand.
Boy. Yeah,
and this is what happened to me when I bought my first house in Ann Arbor. I was told that cable was run to the house, and that was a lie. And then I was told it was going to be 15 grand to run cable to my house. So I had to I tried satellite dishes, and then ultimately had to get a T1, for which I paid, I don't know, 5-10 times what cable was for like years to have 1.5 megabits.
I had the exact same thing happen to me here. We closed on the house. I went here because the movers were here, started to unpack and organize all that stuff. I had already booked an install with Comcast for the next day. And I get a call that day saying that even though I had booked an install for like 3 or 4 weeks before, and they said that I had service there, that indeed they didn't.
Oh, they got a junction across the street.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the winery has Comcast, which is 150 yards from my house. I just don't have it here.
You could Pringles can that, man.
Yeah.
27.
Although they didn't offer me some exorbitant amount of money to bring the cable to my house. They didn't even offer that. I mean, at this point, all my issues with internet over here, having to rely on Frontier. That I would almost pay $27,000 to have them run cable to the house, so I could have.
You've had a bad go of internet, man.
Yeah,
you really have.
I got
the part I love. I'm picturing the Comcast employee saying, "Hey, listen, I know 27,000 sounds like a lot, but it's really costing us 80."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
fucking idiot! No,
great.
that doesn't make anyone feel better.
I mean, it just goes back to we were talking about this. We've talked about this a lot, like the train line. Like we're so bad at infrastructure now. Like just doing
Yeah.
something which should be straightforward and simple,
Yeah.
like running a cable for a half a mile. Used to be able to
Yep,
do
but-
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, this has happened to both Rob and I. So
Yeah.
I
I
felt
imagine this is tens of thousands of people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, what kills me, so all right, and yeah, this sucks for these people. It's the city is incompetent, and when they granted the monopoly to the cable ways, they didn't require signing up new people in new neighborhoods and upgrading infrastructure. It's sort of classic crappy city politics. They probably thought they were having this huge victory in forcing Comcast to serve the Northgate neighborhood, but there was no provisions for the future.
Yay. So the
And
FCC.
I just want to point something out.
Go.
This is after 30 years of fees tacked on to everyone's cable and
Oh,
phone
yeah.
bill for rural electrification and for extending this infrastructure, which these sons of bitches at Comcast and the rest pocketed for the last 30 years. And did they use it to do the actual work? No, they did it here and there, I'm sure.
They used enough. They used enough to
like,
keep the rest.
It's just offensive.
So the FCC wants Google and Apple to take TikTok off the App Store.
Oh
because
yeah, what
they're.
did you guys think about that? I obviously can't talk too much about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, what I think about it is TikTok is doing nothing different than what Google and Facebook are already doing. So it's tit for tat.
Well, I would only say that we do actually pay attention to the data locality rules inherent inside the GDPR and the CCPA. So no, we don't actually make backup copies to America of data where we can't. So that is what's actually different here. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that if I were to, no offense, Chris, I think that if I were to have access to the highest level communications at the large internet providers, I think I would find just as many things that are just as offensive as what they think TikTok is doing. But I have a real conservative view on what Big Brother should be allowed to do.
Yeah, so should the American Federal Trade Commission and the rest be able to tell Apple to remove TikTok from their app store?
Yeah, I don't see how they can. But
yeah,
what do I know? I mean, the Supreme Court basically says that nobody can tell anybody what to do about anything anymore.
Yeah, you're not the boss of me.
Except if it's your womb, then there's a rule.
Oh yeah, but that's totally different because that's a woman.
I also kind of feel when I read stories like this that the people who are actually in charge of those things aren't necessarily the people who know most about them or have the public's best intentions at heart.
Yeah.
So all of this is just, it's like it's just what has to happen. It's the web of life of businesses fighting at each other, trying to screw one another, make a little bit more money, and the government trying to step in to fix it all, except the people they have in charge really don't know what they're in charge of. So here we are. It's
Can I
like
point something out?
like
go ahead.
when you watch the hearings about Facebook, and people were like, now, is the internet always on at my house? And stuff like.
Why do I have to pay $27,000 to Comcast to get Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg?
I just want to talk, Tick. Why do I got to pay $27,000?
Like, you people are in charge of all this stuff, making these decisions, and half of you don't know the difference between email and the internet.
Yeah.
Right. So here we are.
It's pretty cool being ruled by boomers.
So
there's some boomers who know that.
Boomer actually wrote this article too.
Yeah.
Because they're showing an Atmos Ninja 5 or whatever this is monitor on top of probably a red camera. I'm like, who do you think is TikToking? Freaking.
That's not a red camera.
All right. I mean, this is a serious camera. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, that's a real camera for sure.
And this is one of those Ninja 5 monitors, external monitors.
That's an ad though, right?
I don't care. Okay,
See,
so that was pretty dumb of me.
Yeah.
But There's so many ads. Because I was thinking that they were, showing somebody making a TikTok, right? And I was gonna say, I'm shocked that the CBC is showing us clearly a YouTube production, or
But
with
no, it's a
professional
commercial.
film production, but it's a commercial. So now
It's
I'm
almost like commercials.
the egg on my face.
It's almost like the Google AdSense ad that we just were looking at should maybe have
TikTok is-
identified itself more clearly so as to avoid confusion.
Yeah. Well, the thing was along the top. You guys saw it. I was just dumb. I would point out though, it also probably shows that I've been looking at those dumb monitors because they're so cool.
They are so cool. I want one.
I mean, boy.
My camera, the only camera that I really would care about now though is the one that I'm using right now, and it's got a sleep mode. So once we after 30 seconds of us talking, the screen turns off, so I can't even tell what.
You can probably change that,
Probably, but at that point, I've got my
Have you
face.
considered going into the menu?
I've got my face in an OBS window and a chat window. I don't need it also in a little tiny LCD screen a foot behind my monitor.
I get you.
So
what I love about this is they found an adorable, Canadian to talk about because it's a Canadian, site.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it'd be so hard to leave TikTok. I would say I'm sorry about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sure she says something adorable.
That's right.
All right.
The thing that I'm more scared about with TikTok is just that, I don't use it much. I'll swipe through it every now and then, but it's addictive.
Boy, is it addictive.
And you thought the control of the Facebook algorithm was powerful. You could manipulate people. We know that if you just put happy stories in Facebook, people get cheerful. And if you put sad stories in Facebook, people get grumpier. That's proven. They've done the research on this. But TikTok is faster. TikTok is so fast.
Second the CC, the Chinese Communist Party, tells them to make Canada sad, they can do it in seconds.
Well, yeah, or to whatever political thing that they want to control. I bet. I wonder what happens if you try to mention the Uyghur Muslim genocide stuff. If you mention that on TikTok.
That makes people sad. So we de-emphasize that. I don't know what it is. It's not the Uyghur thing. Oh no. Oh no. We would never.
No, that's fake news.
Sad.
So that now that we've done another sad thing, let's laugh at Jeff Bezos.
Oh no, what did Jeff do?
His super yacht that is being built on the other side of a bridge, the historic bridge. They've said they won't take the bridge down, so his yacht's stuck.
Wait, what?
He's got a $600-700 million yacht being built.
No, because I thought they were gonna do that.
Nope, they've just said they've said they're not going to. So I'm sure that it's just a matter of they're going to. It's just going to cost more.
Yeah.
So that story just made me laugh.
Feared the prospect of vandalism.
It's actually,
I hate to say it, they do this.
You should flip the screen.
Lot. I'm sorry. They're used to doing this.
Yeah.
It's just because it's Jeff Bezos and it drove that.
Well, and also I think 3 or 4 years ago, the last time they did it, they promised that was it. And so they're going back on a promise or whatever. But I'm sure, they're just going to say, here's an extra $5 million or whatever. And then it's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just going to take a year.
Yeah.
Because that's the way of it. But it's funny. It is interesting to me that they actually are concerned about people vandalizing the yacht and stuff. That's how hostile people are.
Well, it's a weird thing because this town is probably really proud.
Yeah, it's
Ocean Co makes a ton of boats. On the
and what they were saying in the article is that this isn't they're this is going to cost people jobs. Well, no, just don't make yachts that big. They can be just a little bit smaller, and you're fine. You don't need a battleship, an aircraft carrier.
You take that back.
Well, also he has the side piece boat as well for carrying stuff.
His own flotilla.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I want to.
Yeah. Okay. No. So he's got a support yacht. To hold his water toys, extra personnel, guest cabins for people he really doesn't like that much.
So is he technically then going to become an admiral?
Sea Lord.
Sea Lord, yeah.
Sea Lord Bezos.
All hail Sea Lord Bezos, ruler of the seas.
Yeah. It's kind of funny,
Uh,
though.
so there's a sad one up there. Technoblade, a famous
So I
YouTuber.
didn't watch him. Did you guys
So
watch him ever?
I don't watch him, but both of my kids knew about
Oh,
him.
so yeah, because this would be like if, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. But I actually would maybe recommend not watching the video that I linked.
Oh, is it sad?
It's his father,
Oh,
basically reading the posthumous message
no, man, I
written
can't do that.
to Technoblade's fans,
So long,
and
nerds.
it's like as a dad, I was
No, man,
I
that's
was
tough.
really, I mean, no lie, I was crying. So,
Yeah, it's really
but
sad.
I don't know.
How old was the guy?
He looked to be in his early
30?
20s.
Oh boy.
There are some pictures of him. What was interesting is that he kept his personal identity private, and people didn't generally know. And they mentioned this that in one of his videos, they, as a joke, referred to him by the name Dave, but his name was not actually Dave. So internet trolls would try to mock him, saying they're going to come after you, but like with the name that he had planted, which was not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
And they fell for it. It's I don't know. I'm interested in this. This is impactful. Like I asked my kids, and they were my youngest was like, "Yeah, I saw that," and like you could see he watched the video and it impacted him,
No,
which is
poor kid.
crazy.
Yeah.
YouTube is truly a mature platform in that level.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I was thinking about the number of pages on Facebook that are just like, and Bob died. So if you're visiting here, it's like, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, he died. And it's like, I'm like, how long until Facebook literally just becomes legacy.com? And it's just a tombstone,
So I have a couple people in my life who have passed away.
Yeah.
And their Facebook pages still stay open. And
yeah,
one of my sick pleasures is when their birthdays come around to visit their page and see how many people wish them a happy birthday yet.
Hey, happy birthday, Bob.
And think about exactly what the word friend means on Facebook as opposed to real life.
right.
It's very cringy.
Yeah.
For sure. Now I have a relative who is an elderly person who does not understand Facebook particularly well, and every time they forget their password, they just create a new account. So I have like 10 Facebook friend requests from the same person from like 10 different accounts, and about every month or so, I get a new friend request.
Gosh.
So they're gonna have the opposite problem when that person goes. There's gonna be like 30 accounts that are all gonna be orphaned. Anyway, that was sad. I guess maybe, I don't know, less sad, more sad. Dune 2, it's been pushed to 2023, but I kind of felt like it had to be. You know what I mean? Like, don't rush it.
Yeah.
I think Dune 2 being pushed out extra year isn't as sad as people dying of cancer.
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But so yeah, we can go ahead and definitely say this is not as sad.
Not as sad. There are degrees of sadness.
Maybe unfortunate. But
did they already finish filming though? I mean, is this just
King Kong's in the new Dune? That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's different now.
That's the hard part, getting Kong and
I really hope
Godzilla
he has
in there.
A sand chariot pulled by worms.
Oh,
awesome
so
that would be,
cool.
right? Yeah.
Yep. The Worm Godzilla Kong 3-way kaiju battle is going to be epic.
Yeah, so here's the worm. No.
That was the other story, is that there's another Godzilla Kong movie that's going to go out in 2024, but I don't know. There's still the Apple TV series that they're developing with all those.
About Monarch and stuff.
Yeah.
I love me that monkey and that big lizard, man.
Gamera is really neat. He is filled with turtle meat. We all love you, Gamera.
That's a different series.
I understand, but it's also your nom de plume for many years.
It is. Yeah, I still use that everywhere. But yeah, man, I love these damn guys. It would markedly improve Dune if there was Godzilla and Kong in it. I mean, it was fine, but imagine with Godzilla and Kong.
Okay, here's the discussion topic. What movie would be most improved by the addition of a Godzilla or a King Kong? My first suggestion is When Harry Met Sally.
I was to say Sleepless in Seattle, so we're on the same pond.
We both went Meg Ryan.
Right.
So
Right,
I guess
because with all that carnage, you could be sleepless, and it wouldn't be that bad. It'd keep you on edge, it'd keep you alive, right?
maybe we should limit the discussion to Meg Ryan movies.
So it's a sort of romantic survival comedy, right?
In Joe versus the Volcano.
I couldn't picture it in Joe versus the Volcano.
No, that'd be great because they could fight like at the rim of a volcano. That's perfect for a
Joe
Godzilla.
versus Volcano is almost perfect as it is. We don't want to mess it up.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I wouldn't want to touch the precious perfectness that is Joe versus the Volcano.
The Doors.
My other.
I actually didn't like the Doors, so that'd be a fine choice.
My other idea is that we merge them into the Fast or Furious franchise, and they have giant cars. Like, so it isn't just about. It isn't just about. It's a little bit Pacific Rim-ish.
Yeah.
In that it's not just about the monsters or the car. It's about building the cars big enough for the monsters to drive around in. Right.
Yeah. I think I have to go with You've Got Mail though. If it's a Meg Ryan movie. Because they could be talking about, oh no, the big box store is making my little bookshop. Everything's been stepped on. You know, it's a perfect answer.
Okay,
You know?
I did not know this, but according to IMDb, Meg Ryan was a voice of a character on Captain Planet.
Oh wow. But Captain Planet's animated. We don't really want more animated Godzilla and Kong. That doesn't.
I mean, I understand.
It's not epic the way that imagine, if you will. Kong grabs Meg Ryan circa You've Got Mail, and he carries her around like Fay Ray.
How about
Boom!
Top Gun?
What about we get Kong a voice coach, and then we put him in Les Mis?
Oh,
right. Think about how fast he would starve with the amount of food that he would need to take. I mean, just the peasants are having a hard time.
Look
getting dinner.
down, look down.
Well, if he
there
eats the
is
peasants,
a Kong down there.
If he eats the
Yeah, but he's
peasants,
a
that
good
solves two
guy.
problems:
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
less hungry peasants, less hungry Kong. Everybody wins. That might not be accurate.
Right. Meg Ryan in Top Gun was the one who
She was
tricked
the
guy
Goose's
into
wife.
Becoming. She got
Take me to
pregnant,
bed
though.
or lose me forever.
Yeah. Was she Goose's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about the movie with oh man.
No, that would be great
An
because
Officer
then
and a
you could have
Gentleman.
like
That was a different movie.
F-14s and stuff shooting Kongs.
Yeah.
That'd be a dramatic finale.
So she's the guy from Fantastic Four's mom. Okay.
Miles Teller?
Miles Teller. Because he's in the new Top Gun as
Yes.
Goose's kid, right?
Yes.
So
But
she
she's
would
not
be
in the
his
movie at
mom.
all.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
She's mentioned as dead.
She's dead too?
In the movie, in the context of
Miles
the movie,
Teller,
she's
he
dead.
just doesn't get to any parents?
He's an orphan.
No.
It's hard being Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Just the mustache alone is a challenge for him in that movie. He's really good.
Also,
in that movie.
maybe something like Frasier, where both of them get into mental health professions,
Oh, yeah.
and like they have a hard time getting clients because they're monsters. But on the other hand, they're ancient, so they have that wisdom. They have that ancient wisdom to help people get by and really understand what's important.
Maybe they could just be like in a Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner kind of series where just like they have hijinks and like one of them builds giant machines to capture the other.
Yeah, but that's almost what we have now.
That's true,
Right.
but less physical confrontation and more creation of elaborate
Right.
contraptions.
Plus,
So
that'd have
there's
to be a pretty deep pit that you're going to dig for
Yeah.
Godzilla to fall in and get hurt, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
like
with an Acme
you
scoop,
repurpose the Grand Canyon. You trick him over
Right.
there and he falls in.
you just paint a giant road into the side of a mountain and
There you
get
go.
King Kong
Yeah.
to get a good head of steam running into
Meep,
that
meep.
side of that mountain. Yeah, meep,
Oh,
meep.
one last idea. What if they both become magician thieves?
Ah.
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
They go around and they steal gems from different cities while performing their magic acts. I know that movie's already
That's a
kind
great
of been done.
idea. And actually, it'd probably be less thin than Catch Me If You Can,
Right.
which was pretty effing thin. So
Yeah.
I just
But
rewatched that.
the lady did almost drown in real life doing the water escape scene. So there's that.
oh really?
Yeah,
Was
they
it
ended
The
up having
Illusionist?
to.
Is
They
that
had
the one?
to.
The Prestige.
No, this was in. I'm pretty sure it was in the first Catch Me If You Can. There's a water tank
Oh,
escape
that
scene
one, yeah.
Is it Jennifer Garner who almost drowned?
where she was actually drowning, and for a while they thought, "Wow, she's just acting really, really well," and then someone figured, "Oh no,
Isla Fisher.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Isla
she is
Fisher.
actually drowning," and they ended up having to emergency empty the tank and get her out.
I kept thinking of The Prestige.
Well, that was pretty good.
A lot of drowning in that too.
I
Spoilers
really
for
liked
The
that one.
Prestige.
Spoilers for a 15-year-old movie.
All right. Let's see. Does anybody have anything else on their agenda for the day?
I just brought up there's a fan trailer for Frasier reimagined as a horror movie.
Oh, good.
It's very funny. So
The scrambled eggs are back.
no, it even has that in the background. Like, I have no idea how he got them to do this, or if he got them to do it.
Is this like maybe from other movies?
I mean, it has to be, right? You
All right. Well, paste it in a channel. I'll drop it into the Zona. I look forward to seeing it.
I did that. So cash and guns and drugs.
Dear God. Did either of you watch the movie Money Plane? It had Frasier in it.
No, I didn't.
It's
That was one of
horrible.
those ones on Netflix where you're like, I'm not gonna watch Money X. You know, they should do a chart where it's just like Netflix shows and Money Heist, drug pop
with a color sensitive. Those dirtwads wouldn't be able to figure out how to do that.
Dirt cocaine, you know, cocaine's edge.
Ooh. Yeah. All right, folks.
There's a lot of so-so names in this thing.
A whole lot of mediocrity.
Well, I'm thinking this is actually where he got the old Frasier pictures. You know? Oh, look, Denise Richards. You know, this is a high quality thing.
Oh, it's.
This sounds terrible.
It's a how did this get made movie? Like at that tier. But what I'll say is that there are, like, if you try to apply logic to this movie, it's actually really funny to think about it, because the premise is that you can do any crime you want on the airplane because you're in international skies, I guess. But they're then betting on like people who are fighting to the death. Like, but those people aren't on the plane. Those people are presumably somewhere on Earth where there is a crime being committed.
So there's an organization called the ICAO, which actually is the law of the skies. And I bet you nowhere in there is it saying that Denise Richards can rip you off, you know, or Frasier can just take over the plane whenever he wants.
You don't think that the ICAO is endorsing Money Plane?
I don't think that it's an ICAO endorsed movie.
That makes sense. Let's see. Well, Thor comes out next weekend. I don't think there's anything.
Thor: The Gore World.
I can't wait. I don't think there's anything else exciting coming out this weekend.
I did watch Multiverse
of Madness.
Right, and so I
kind of a mess of a movie.
Spoilers. Yeah, but I have to admit, and I'm only going to say this one time, he was kind of great as Reed. You know, Jim Halpert was.
Krasinski.
Yeah, it was kind of good.
That movie was a whole hot mess of a movie. I enjoyed. So I've seen it 3 times now.
I enjoyed her murdering all the Illuminati, but
yes,
like,
especially him. I liked the way
she pull it off. The way she just like popped him like a fucking bug. Yeah.
I liked how she just basically shredded him into little noodles.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I mean, it was just spaghetti.
I also really, really, really loved when he possesses his own corpse in the finale and like has like the demon like wings flying across. Like, holy shit, Sam Raimi, you just got a budget and got to make the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is a bit of a hot mess. It was
kind of
but I watched it 3 times now, and I will say, now that I've watched it 3 times, it all makes sense, kinda.
I know.
But there are a few parts that are kind of lazy. Like the main thing that I thought was super lazy was when they're walking down the street when they first go to the new universe, and it's like, let's step on the flashback machine. It's like, come on.
Exposition machine.
Yeah, come on. Like,
I get you. The thing that I appreciated about it, quite honestly, is the thing I usually hate about those movies, especially if they're trying to tell a story, was that from the very beginning, it seems like it's like watching a Fast and Furious movie. It's just, action scene, action scene, action scene, maybe 1 or 2 minutes of actual dialogue to set something up until the next action scene.
yeah. And I thought the Carmitage action scene was kind of boring.
Yeah. And also, let's be clear. A lot of people died, like.
Yeah, but they're in the multiverse.
No, but that was on, 616, whatever the hell one. Was the
838?
No. That wasn't 838s. That was 616s. Or whatever we are.
A lot of people died in 616 at Carmitage.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you're kind of decimating. Well, not even decimating, you're cutting this thing in half. I mean, she's literally burning them to death. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, she's like a war criminal, right? I mean, there's no coming back from this. It's like people who want to forgive Darth Vader, but let's forget about the billion people or whatever in Alderaan they killed. It's like
he didn't do that. That was Tarkin's fault.
Oh, sure.
In A New Hope, he's just a lackey.
Okay, the younglings he killed.
Oh yeah, for
what
sure.
Unforgivable crime?
He's got a lot of unforgivables. He's a bad dude.
It's like at some point you're like, she's bad news.
Too powerful. Anyway. Too powerful. All right.
Unlike Godzilla and King Kong.
That's right.
Perfect. And
fighting the sandworms.
There's animals.
Fighting the sandworms.
Yeah. So.
All right. Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
See you later, hose lords.
Goodbye, you dirtwad, Chris DeBona.
Okay, you dipwit.
All right, that was episode 731 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Maldo. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.